unfolds, but it's an uphill battle for the side of FUT, beginning on the attack and looking for some control. They've destroyed the turret, but they've got their sights set on A.
Fighting the walls, making things a little bit more awkward. And while Demon One has just met the Turkish aim, first bullet straight to the head as they look to swarm in onto jawgemo. Almost manages to get a double straight off the bat. He is going to be a menace throughout this match on the A site, but for now at least, it is going to be the advantage in the favor of FUT. A quick retake being attempted though.
Yeah, just trying to annoy them. Some damage done. Bustio able to catch off. MOJJ goes out for a bit more. That double might just give them a fighting chance in this. With low HP on AtaKaptan, the round might just be theirs, and seconds later it is locked in for EG, America's #1.
A singular smoke placed to try and deter them, but Kiwi's going right through it, and he'll find that opener.
Yeah, spotted Bustio on the way through. That's your Killjoy down, a lot of your utility down and out. And already used a Nano Swarm. Now a lot of the weaker weapons are trying to skirmish for this site, and the AWP still miles away. If you lose these other players, you're going to start to think about saving, but Ethan might just have given them a chance. Now they can contemplate fighting for this Kiwi. Incredibly low. 40 HP, a shot out from the AWP. Now they know where Kiwi is. They've got him boxed in, taken down, and MrFaliN's on 70. The follow-through round from FUT, this should have been clean. The AWP didn't even play that big of a role, but it might to close it out. It has the angle up top. That smoke soon to fade, and MrFaliN left in the open. Good damage done. jawgemo barely holding on to life, but he'll catch the angle up above. Bad as you might think, because FUT have nowhere to pivot to take that space off of. Slightly missing the timing on that right click. The knife caught him. Ability suppressed for just a moment. Spams through, nothing found. Kiwi biding his time as the shock dart lands. Next planter steps up to the plate. We'll see what they can do. A nade on its way, but they haven't accounted for Kiwi. The double up close, the reward found. He's gonna fight further into spawn for his third. Still holding control. That lockdown, sure, it presents a serious danger for him. Not so much as the bullets, but he's bought time. He's bought space for his squad now, positioned in Arden main, and with just one man on the other side, Demon One. Seems to be a near impossible clutch just with the time on the clock. He has to try to find some kills first. Spotting one player, suspecting the second. Great read on this situation. But MOJJ just falls back, toying with the timer and winning it out in the end. Anything but. And we saw this recon through in the previous round. This time, oh my, it's catching a lot of information. But the follow through, okay, jawgemo's got his second. Here comes the Hunter's Fury. Tagging them up on the way through, making them a little bit easier to follow up on as jawgemo catches yet another kill. The spike, the last to fall. And the Blade Storm being gone, you won't bat an eye at, but it's the rest of the ultis that went through.
Again?
And this guy, Bustio, another kill, just spamming through smokes. It's MrFaliN to go down this time, and the immediate response from FUT. They're quickening the pace. They're moving into the B side now, hidden here.
There's a smoke.
Still Bustio behind the smoke. This is where he's most deadly. Gonna be blinded up again. The flash through, it's caught him, and they found him, rooted him out. In the meantime, though, AtaKaptan deleted in the attempt to plant the spike. Now gonna be run back a couple more seconds. It's down in the open. Has to be retrieved.
That's the thing. It seems with EG, there's never a man left behind. Such good use of the fragment. You can see already qRaxs on his last lease of life. They're gonna have to use the poison orb just to try and give them a spot to plant him, but now the full rotation has come through. The entirety of EG are ready and raring to go, but Kiwi's at least even things up for a second.
Yeah, and now look at his HP down to 16. Shock darts hunting down both of these low players. MOJJ found. Kiwi has to turn up, only good for the one. qRaxs tries to fade away, dodging bullets. Just one needed to take him down. He is so desperately low, and they're coming so close to finding him. The bun seen up above, but he doesn't realize it, turning at the last moment.
Of counter utility in an attempt to try and slow them down. Lockdown even available as well for Bustio if he decides to use it. And Hunter's Fury, as said, he always finds something. And with the lockdown in tow, AtaKaptan has at least found one. Not quite clearing Ethan, but even still, they keep the advantage for a moment.
Yeah, neck and neck at least with FUT grabbing the plant. Orbital strike used, so not online. It's just the Blade Storm that's charging in and taken down. Shot out of the sky by qRaxs, but there's a response. Calm not letting this one slip. They've got to push forward. A vague idea of where qRaxs is, perhaps. MrFaliN, though, was revealed moments ago. Putting those pieces together for EG. They'll look to peek this one. Oh my god, the damage is incredible. qRaxs down to just a sliver of health now. The last man standing, double peeked and dealt with.
it's been left intentionally. It's not like there's been any gaps found. That's a big kill, though. Com going walkabouts, AtaKaptan being able to take him out. Bustio left with absolutely no support. He needs to be a hero here, but he's not even checked on. He's managed to find a couple, of course. The second player in qRaxs can be brought back from the depths, but that's going to take time. And that time gives a moment. Look at Demon One. He's trying to watch for that exact position. The spam does a lot of damage, and then Ethan finds him anyway. They'll finally get themselves into that afterplant, and for the first time in a while, it looks like a possible round for FUT. But we'll see if they can take it.
And I really like that from Ethan, just holding the lineup that whole time, waiting for the res to come through. Hoping to get both. The play out. Ethan, no flashes. They got to just dry peek those angles, lose a lot of HP in the process. Demon One down low, doesn't stop him from eliminating MOJJ. They still need to root out MrFaliN, who's just swung out wide, looking to take the fights. Lockdown in play, on the way. The swing needs to come in. MrFaliN, it's being diffused right under his nose. And now the stick, it'll get close, but the detain interrupts. Timing now, everything, and that spike is already quite far gone. I think Ethan's realizing now, trying to back away. But watching it.
Yeah, he's looking back and forth, but he's in second back. I don't know how MOJJ has managed to get away with that one, and now Orbital Strike leaves Com dead to rights. Finally a chance once again, but then strikes Ethan. Another one coming up for Bustio, but it's left all onto jawgemo. The player wrapping back around. FUT have an advantage once again. The spam is ridiculous, but MOJJ waking up finally. Half versus T1, but they're going to need to, I feel like, step it up to a higher gear. And already, just look at the sheer pace coming out from EG, straight down in towards that mid connector.
Yeah, FUT had some pace too, but didn't catch anyone. They're a little late to the party. Now on B long, there's a couple players coming down. Will they even read that? Will there be anyone left alive to read it? Low HP now, stuck in the corner. Demon One's also being tagged up, but that won't stop him yet again. Able to deliver kill after kill. The shutdown is there with a back and forth for FUT, but they're overextending into this, knowing the spike needs to be planted. They try to interrupt it, and well, they've succeeded. At corner, so they'll stay in position. 3 players still on B, lined up in the open. Demon One the first to fall. Good tag and follow through. MrFaliN already good for 2. And jawgemo is low. He has to be so cautious and going for those fights. The body was the only target needed, but it won't land.
And that's the thing, because they've managed to go through Arc, this is going to be an interesting battle of timing. Kiwi's push-up, if he goes any further, he might catch jawgemo. And he spotted him out, the damage is done, but the spike is already hightailing its way in towards the A site. They haven't spotted the players making their way through middle, so if anything, FUT might just believe they have them trapped in, and instead, it's going to have to be the full retake.
And the problem is how much space they've given up. They'll have to take a while on the way back through or risk a player being in a corner that they can't anticipate. jawgemo's very low. 12 HP on the way around. Better get that turret before it gets you. That came so close with a nano at his feet as well. But he's out of there with 6.
Yeah, unfortunately, the aggression of Bustio has been punished. This bonus round for FUT is looking good other than the HP. A lot of very low players. Ethan already takes the first. The orbital strike will push in. Oh, but he lands him up, leaving just Kiwi remaining. He knows where both players are. Takes a lot of damage on the way back. Kiwi is waiting an instant pop flash just to try and delay them off. The same on the other side, and it's close, but a miss.
Well, Demon One hasn't been deterred either. Look, he's just running it down. Trying to take all that space while they hunt down Kiwi. This guy is ridiculous with the Hunter's Furies. Com just doesn't miss. With that man down, well, you're not too worried about Kiwi picking up the op and picking you up. They can look towards the B site. They've at least faded out. The lockdown with 1:05 on the clock. They can just wait it out.
Yeah, with 3 players already here, a solo defender on the A site, EG are just going to pump the brakes, wait this one out a little bit longer. Operator's actually going to be going back in this time. It's found new hands, new blood in the form of MOJJ. He's not going to hit the shot either, leaving them in a dicey position. Rifle retrieved, but still, EG are just waiting, being delayed by the util on the other side.
35 seconds left. They're going to have to make a move eventually, not knowing how many players are on the back of that side towards the elbow. Bustio finds the first. That's MOJJ. They know that qRaxs was around here, and they'll deal with him. And with that, well, It looks like a pretty easy site take. Not too many players left alive to spam back, and the plant's already been found. Lockdown if things get very scary, but with only 2 players that they're up against, and the positions that they've got, I mean, all the control is theirs. They can run this clock right the way down. And there you go. Bustio's third seems to lock it in. Nice try. And they're able to wait outside the lockdown, so maybe this will work out. They've got a flanker as well, MOJJ containing them, who hasn't been spotted just yet.
He was hoping that they'd be able to find one before they get in. The Molotov has done work to deny at least a little bit longer, but the site is going to fall into the hands of evil geniuses. AtaKaptan trying to make a play through, and MOJJ will be the one to do it instead. The trades back, leave it down to just Bustio. Still with that operator in hand, and he's going to get destroyed by Kiwi. Makes it very difficult for EG to somewhat find this space. And as of right now, they've struggled to string any rounds together. They're going to use a lot of utility to take control of mid once again. Kiwi, wow, he's going to find himself in a bit of an odd spot. They've used this utility to try and almost section off into mid, but instead he's getting pressured on the other side.
Yeah, and his teammates can't really come out to help just because they're being pressured as well. Kiwi on an island, isolated, you would think, in trouble, but MOJJ manages to buy the time. The orbital strike cut off the rest of the squad and let this man fight from the hallway. He is decimating the EG squad. 4 kills found, and FUT
at least is going to be leveled into this late B-side push, and that's exactly where Kiwi waits and watches.
Yeah, they've concealed their hand as well. The drone coming around won't spot him out. So Kiwi's able to catch him by surprise. Demon 1 staying at the bottom.
They're running
that
back.
Scoreboard. Viper's Pit used. This is great. EG are avoiding the powerful ult, avoiding the operator as well, but they've got to be quick. They've got to run headfirst into this KJ setup. Do they have a knife on the way through? Not online for qRaxs. Not online for Ethan. Onto the back of the site, the nade is in. It's forcing them out into the open, but they're just taking the fights, winning them as they go. The plant desperately trying to be found. It comes at the cost of Com's life. Ethan left on the spike all alone and flooded by FUT. 11 rounds turned to 12, and somehow it's FUT with map point.
He's not going to find that initial fight.
It was close on the follow-up as well, but his dash is gone now. That's a big factor. Mobility limited, and in fact, completely taken away. Kiwi still able to get one, hunted down. Orbital strike comes in. Demon 1 needs to move quickly. He'll be caught on the way back out. Sure, 1 kill for FUT, but it might not be enough. AtaKaptan still with a massive clutch in front of him. The first not even found, tagging up Bustio. Teammates repositioning, and a lifeline for...
Look at this double up though. 2 players here. The expectation of Bustio will be there. The pop flash good, and Demon 1 is already going to double up, looking for a little bit more. No trade to be had. Kiwi looking like he was considering going back in here. In the meantime, we've seen the walk up on long, but you can already witness on the map that Bustio is firmly watching towards this. It seems like Kiwi trying to maybe bait some sound cues of presence on the other side and leaving Bustio somewhat alone. He's actually going to go forward, maybe gifting his opponents a chance, but also being a bit of a snake within the grass, not expecting him to be up this close. 10 seconds now for FUT to try and find something within this round. MrFaliN, he's got a plant. He's got to go for it right now. No, in fact, there's absolutely no time. Everybody has to die, and it is not going to be happening. Sprint straight into this B side, and already the fake smoke is what takes out his opponent. It was a bait, just utilized. Nice trade though from MrFaliN, keeping things even for the moment. qRaxs trying to pounce, holding that backline, maybe expecting there to be a bit more of a repeat, but that early fight has quickly diminished. And just look at the majority of EG. They're backing away from this one, but so are FUT.
Spike's out. Grouping up with jawgemo and Calm, the first to leave this site. Calm on his way to A. They're sticking around. 50 seconds, still some time to make a decision. And most importantly, this is where you expect a flanker to come through or a player on the side of FUT to overextend to grab information. They'll look to punish.
They've tried to use the knife against their opponents. Now qRaxs will finally spot that this is the place where EG look to make the stand. Bustio blinded up. qRaxs watching, but it's MOJJ instead, and it's a slaughter!
For this kind just sheer muscling of the site. Bustio hasn't been spotted at all, and he's getting them all, breaking apart this attacking side piece by piece. And we have seen Bustio with a couple nasty flanks. This time his timing is near perfect, and he'll catch two for his trouble. A triple in the round already, and a nail in FUT's coffin. They managed to pick up jawgemo, remove smokes and some utility at least, and they immediately read it. FUT expecting this EG squad to double back and move towards A, and that read could not be better.
Oh, timing is everything. He's probably heard the steps of them running all the way back around. Kiwi has the perfect flank. The turret's still yet to be pulled back for Bustio, so we'll have no knowledge at this point. He's been spotted, now looks to maybe face back in the other direction, but he hits the shot anyway, just taking over this round. It took some time for Evil Geniuses, but their map choice eventually goes their way.
Control start to slowly fall back towards the A site. Stacked up as it is, though, I think it's fair to say FUT are leaning in towards the very site that EG want them to hit. Very, very close, just on the edge of that smoke. Bustio, though, has managed to sneak right by them, and it'll obliterate from behind on short. 3 kills and 2 players left in the bathroom. The spike down in the open, and this round already in the hands of EG. Look at the repositioning from Calm. I think he might just rob away the potential for that ace to come through. Oh, he's missed the shot, though. Maybe a chance. I don't want to see him get the kill. I want to see Bustio go for the fight, but Calm's being pressured. He won't give up his life for the ace.
AtaKaptan. He's going up against a full lineup of players. He's not going to get this time out. They haven't opted for it. Actually just sprinting straight down. I don't know how they managed to win this early fight with the weaker weaponry, but they're going to be very happy with that one.
Poison's off.
See how much jawgemo can get done. Oh, he's gone out wide. Nade up top. It's bouncing back, and, well, it's not even playing a role in that. Somehow the Stinger wins out the fight, and EG are looking phenomenal in a round that they should have been able to do some damage in, and instead they're in a 4 versus 1. An ambitious play from jawgemo, and it works out because he left MOJJ on 20 or so HP. A 3rd round Bustio up close, and the flash doesn't even catch him. And the spam's good enough to take one down. Then look who steps up, and look who steps back down. Bustio very quickly dealt with. Oh, the spike's in the open. Can be defended. That push up from MOJJ, the one weapon they have to work with now. A few more on their hands potentially, but Ethan through the teleporter he goes, and the reward is tenfold. They know where MOJJ is, and the Seeker only confirms it even further, locking him into a box. 8 bullets left in that magazine. We look to reload it. Well, he's going to have to fairly soon. Snakebite out, player caught, but no punish. And all the while, it's a slow flank from Demon One, biding his time. With the spike picked up, MOJJ will look to go elsewhere, but look who's there. It's Ethan!
It's Ethan.
Deter them to really put a dent in this side, and as we can see, Operator in play. Demon One has a TP set up and looks to use it for an early pick. No opportunities given yet, but if MOJJ wants to cross back, well, it depends. Demon One's giving up the angle.
So they've used the knife early in towards B long, maybe expecting that that's where he'll be. And that knife not finding him, while the bullet landing in MOJJ's head will instead give them that information. It seems like FUT had an idea of how to counter and just guessed the wrong place.
A lot of utility put out here. I think they're certainly getting the read on this B-side play on the way through. It's going to be ignored as Kiwi makes it to the site. A flank attempted around through elbow that's being caught. jawgemo.
What?
Showstopper got nothing, but the rifle gets 2, and the nade would have been enough to close it.
Just off the Viper wall.
That same wall on the defensive side going up now to block them out. jawgemo lost his life, tried to peek in for info towards the A site. And he's gone down with the wall still up. It's robbing them of info. EG might think that there's already players crept up on A, making their way in through the site, and, well, they'd be right if that was where their minds went. Having fallen back a bit, Bustio sold that they're not still holding this angle, but Calm has got a spot of his own up top, hasn't been spotted, and he'll actually delay the plant. He's tucked away. Oh, not quite fully around the corner. Kiwi's able to deal with him, and it looks like that plant is going to come through eventually. It's not needed with EG players. that this is a B play.
Yeah, especially with the flash. That's why these sky flashes are so vital. Just trying to find any information. 35 seconds left, and the nade will be comboed. Looking to come out hookah. There are a multitude of players waiting here, and now AtaKaptan has been able to get that orbital strike online. Molly into the corner. They could just try and clear this player out of the tube, but instead, they're going to go doubling back. Demon 1 now about to be under pressure, just having to jump out of position. He can't quite correct the aim in time. FUT again are going to get their entry, and AtaKaptan is just tearing this side apart. Kiwi so aware of the flank coming through as well. It is meticulous. Ethan though, and he does have some support. He doesn't even need it. This man seems to be the master of the SMGs. It was the Stinger in the last map, the Spectre in this one. And after a 5-round streak, this is the best chance they've had, but Demon 1 will again go amiss as MrFaliN has managed to take him down.
But look at what the weaponry that EG have brought in. 2 judges that'll have to retake if they lose this B side. I mean, they've got to maintain control. Orbital strike in play, it's causing problems. Ethan's going to be dropped after the 1, but qRaxs went down to the ulti. Bustio still holding strong on the side, buys them a little bit more time, and now it's those judges from before. The nade in good position, but he can't follow through. It forces him out of his spot into the open, but that's not good enough with a judge in hand. 4 bullets. MrFaliN needs to swap that over. He knows where that player is coming from now at least, so the plant can be found. I like the... Oh. Sorry, I was going to say I liked Calm's idea to reposition down through long and grab one of the weapons. Instead, he is going all the way around.
It's definitely the least expected of all of the options. I don't think there's any world where MrFaliN is watching back towards the spawn. This is the most 5-head play I think I've ever seen.
He still has a judge.
There's no reason for MrFaliN to begin to check this, but it has come into his head that this could be the chance! I don't know how patient Kiwi watching. Sheriff just trying to boom heads on the other side, and instantly all of the Viper utility goes up. The smokes raining down from above, and an attempted plant as the spam comes through, but it doesn't look like there'll be a denial this time.
Nope. No way to stop that spike from being planted. EG had some ideas to go aggressive afterwards, but they've fallen back into defaults. Nice crossfire to play with jawgemo. First point of contact, and then the swings come in, but he went a little too wide. No one able to trade out on that. FUT managed to find themselves a duel for free. Calm under pressure as well. Players starting to get close to him towards the bath. Now another for FUT as they desperately try to hold on to control. EG are just being pushed back. Hardly any damage being done by this squad as FUT steamroll in the pistol and find a 7.
Yeah, they do have to get themselves the defusal, okay, you know, and Kiwi taking his time to go back and onto Demon 1. That is all in on Headhunter bullets, and the rest have gone for those stingers.
Well, they're certainly grouping up, trying to use the numbers advantage to their favor, but they've lost Bustio to begin. jawgemo down to 45, still able to get 2! You've got to be joking! This guy running around, grabbing a heal, somehow not dealt with there, and then he's looking to fight. Long range with a stinger onto MOJJ. Now low HP, pressured from every which side. Still somehow clinging on to life, but that doesn't last too much longer. EG, 7 rounds in a row they lost, and this is the one that they come out on top in.
Close. Something that you can definitely spam for. It's not going to be through a smoke, but it definitely could be through a wall if they are looking to try and clear this spot. The execution looking inevitable, and the information seemingly there. It's in with a showstopper and out of the round for Kiwi.
Not a bad trade, though, being able to take jawgemo down just as the trigger was pressed. So FUT, they're behind only by 1 on the way back through. Post-plant setup is strong, though. EG grouping up inside of lamps. That could cause major problems. Nade down in the corner. It's trying to clear out players into the open, but it's Bustio to find that frag instead. Great flash, but somehow they're still on top of it. qRaxs and MrFaliN both finding kills. The spike now can be tapped to bait these players into the open. Ethan will be caught as the wall drops, but not eliminated. Even with a Spectre, he wins out that fight, and with 40 HP, MrFaliN surely is down and out of this round. Great damage, but the time too far gone.
Every round already hyper-aggressive. Seekers have been thrown through. It looks like they're just executing directly off the back of it! In the air, dropped down from above! death reigns onto FUT in this round. And with a Molotov burning them out, this round is already looking over. 2 players remain once again, MOJJ and qRaxs, in a similar position to what we saw in the last round. Do they even go for this? It looks like they're attempting it while hiding within. He actually survived.
Just about, yeah, 7 HP, but that might deter you from going for this any further. Even the Viper's pit down, well, it's online. It's not going to go down in this round, though. Not with that low of HP. qRaxs has to open this one wide open for the squad, and he's caught Ethan. Okay, now there's an actual chance. They've seen the barrel in the corner. Demon 1 is down, and Calm miles away. They'll get this half before he even emerges around the corner. That's an easy kill onto the planter, just 1 HP. A fight now baited, but Calm, he is biding all the time they need. EG with another, and it's a Red Bull clutch for Calm.
Pressing.
It's the Tiger that gets them back out there to try and take some control. They've spotted qRaxs. The Viper's pit, that's going to cut off, well, not fully cut off the spawn rotations, but certainly it's a big annoyance to them. And with the safety now around Lamps, it's a great spot to play from if they can get this spike planted. Now, that is a different task altogether, with FUT potentially having utility just like that to push them back. And they even have that showstopper later on if needed. 35 seconds. And again, they're waiting for a mistake to be made on the side of FUT. So far, that's not coming through. 30 seconds. They've got to move onto the site. Bustio can't get them the space they need. And now they look elsewhere, getting out through the teleporter and leaving the Viper's pit to fall. FUT will have a 4 versus 2 retake, but there's no way to deny this plant.
No, that's at least something. Viper's pit, of course, gone, expended on the other side, and this is definitely one of the best scenarios. Normally, Calm expected to be lurking back, but with no util, they're going to double up here. Know that they're a little closer around these angles and just lurk at MrFaliN. It should be for free. Somehow Calm still managing to find one, looking for a little bit more, and they may have been low on health.
Exactly what you want when jawgemo is 1 away from a showstopper. That's what I thought. But actually, they're just looking straight towards the site. Get that orb from a fight. jawgemo's being consistent with it so far. Bustio doing it for the first. But here's a showstopper on the other side. And low HP, jawgemo on 5. The nade has hunted him down.
Yeah, Demon 1's able to duck out of there, but the other players are left stuck around. Calm's going to be spammed out through the wall as well. And now, well, we saw a crispy 3K earlier. He's going to need to find himself for 50 seconds left. He's got time to play with, waiting for that Viper screen to fade. But there's still so much left to find. They know he's still around this angle, looking to peek him all together. Died immediately. The no command will remove the one real threat that was in this round, but there is still going to be that afterplan.
That's the thing, you know, EG have been scary in these post plants. Even with pistols, you got to give them a chance. jawgemo not able to use his ultimate and will eventually go down. The rest of the squad now, you've got to wonder what else do they have. And I really didn't think we'd see that committed right now. The orbital strike and the showstopper used in a round they didn't fully invest into rifles for. They've got a molly for the post plant. MrFaliN goes down. He didn't get it half. That's a key detail because now FUT gonna really feel the pressure of that clock. Up close, qRaxs is dealt with. Another for Bustio. The same molly and a snake bite down makes it so easy. They've done it in a round where they had next to nothing. This is a promising position. Tiger through, clearing out all of this space, and well, they have, oh no! That shot to Kiwi. That might just have sealed their fate, because now they should go rotating, drifting towards that other side. Whoops.
Oh, it's amazing from jawgemo! I don't know if you'll see a kill like that ever again! He blast packs a boombar and then spams him through the wall. That is ridiculous! And now, just leaving 2 players standing between them. Impressive stuff as they all wrap back around. The orbital strike to delay, but it's left all onto AtaKaptan. 1 man standing, and he stands no more. EG will take themselves into the playoff stage as they 2-0 this series.
I thought for a second there was a chance here, but FUT falter at the last hurdle. 13-9 and 15-13. America's #1 is #1 for a reason. They're looking incredible all tournament long.